Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Matt Fortier with Keller Williams Realty, and it's numbers time. I know. Some of you guys might be thinking, oh gosh, don't bore me with a whole bunch of stats. I'm going to do my best to use the stats as information and really get down to what does it mean to you, the potential buyer or the potential seller in this market. Well, first of all, let's just jump right in front of anything you've seen in the media. I'm sure some people are starting to say, "Hey, the market's slowing down." And in fact, my friend Ryan Lundquist, that's the title of his blog post for this month's market update. But he's very quick to qualify, but not slow. And as you can see in the title of this, or at least on the top of the email and the title of this video, this is good news. There's good news in these numbers, both for you, the seller, as well as you, the buyer. Now, we can just really get down to, in case you don't want to listen to me ramble on for however many minutes this ends up taking, and I promise I'll do as best I can to get through this as quickly as possible. But in case you don't want to listen through the whole details, or you just want to go straight to Ryan's link and read the numbers and see the charts and graphs your own, here it is. Here's the TLDR, or for folks in my generation and maybe earlier, the Cliff's Notes version of what do these numbers mean. 1, prices are still strong and demand is still high for homes in our area. We're not seeing prices go down. They've been relatively stable, maybe a little bit up in some areas, which is good news for you, the seller, of course. And for you buyers, here's the good news. That crazy feeding frenzy market that you may have been wanting to avoid for the last few months, that's what's slowing down. So instead of competing against 20 offers, maybe you're competing against 2. Or better yet, if you are an FHA buyer, you got an FHA loan, or a VA, and you've been waiting, or you've just, for whatever reason, either because it's you haven't had an offer accepted, or maybe you just had the thought that, hey, gosh, I can't compete against these cash buyers, or whatever the fill in the blank. Well, the good news is now, as things are less crazy, you have a much better chance as an FHA buyer, as a VA buyer, to get in there and get your offer accepted. So hey, it's a great win-win situation. Yeah, of course, we all want prices to go down if we're the buyers. And we all want prices to go up if we're the sellers. We can't control that. However, in today's market, it's great news. And also, I don't have the numbers in front of me. I know interest rates may have gone up a little bit. Maybe they've gone down, but they're still really good. I mean, we're still like in the low 3s, I believe. Forgive me, I haven't looked in a while, been out in the field showing properties and doing things for the clients out there. But let's just say it's been really, really good on the interest rates still too. So there's the TLDR, there's the Cliff's Notes version. Still good for sellers, still good for buyers, or actually getting better for buyers. And obviously, if you are ready to do something, hey, give me a call. Be happy to get you started, whether you're looking to sell, buy, or both. I'm here for you. All right. Now let's get into a little bit more of the details. So if you've got your information, you're off on it, hey, have a good one. If you're sticking around, let's take a look at what my friend Ryan has been talking about. So it's been slowing again, but not slow. So if you hear anything out there in the news and they try to paint this picture of like, oh my gosh, things have slowed down, we have to remember, we went from near insanity, technical term, of, dozens and scores and even 100 plus offers on properties down to 5. So yeah, when you've got your car redlined and you go back down to 4,000 RPM, yeah, you took it off, you took the gas off a little bit, but you're still cooking, you're still moving. Or the airplane reference, as you take off, you're going to 10,000 as fast as possible. Well, you get to 10,000, you're like, well, hey, I'm not climbing as much as anymore, but I'm still climbing. So that's where we are. Please keep that in mind when you see a news article or you hear something on the news and they say, oh, the real estate market's slowing down. Don't buy that it's like some crazy change in everything. I don't have a crystal ball. I have no idea what next month or next year's going to look at, so let's not get there. But we can at least say for right now, what's happening is actually good. You can't operate at 100% throttle forever. Whether you're a person, you're a car, or a real estate market. At some point, you kind of have to come back, and that's what happened. We can talk about what are those causes, and that's for a different conversation. But let's look into this. Okay, so signs that we are slowing down a little bit. So first one he talks about is it's taking a little bit longer to sell. Now you look at the numbers. It's instead of like maybe 7 days, it's 6.5. I'm just making the numbers up. You can look at the details as we get here. More homes are selling below the list price. So we are still seeing it in some ways as we look at the numbers. As I flipped here to his chart. So in May, 5.75% of homes sold below list price in the whole Sac metro area. In June, 6.32. So again, when you're all the way up there, you take a step back. It's a step back, but at the same time, it's not going from 5 to 25. The number of sold at list price is about the same. And then as we start looking at what sold above list price, those numbers are showing that they're not going up as much. And this means a couple things. One, maybe there's a few, maybe some buyers are kind of sitting back. Or also, sellers have started to price more aggressively. And if your next door neighbor sells their house for $550,000 and you think, hey, I'm going to sell mine for $560 one week later, and you sell for $555, so you still sold more than the neighbor, but you were more aggressive as that second seller in this scenario. So that could be some of that. But as you see, we see a little bit kind of peeling back, but it's not substantial. And it's just again a slight uptick. Multiple offers, a little bit lower, but still substantial. I think according to Ryan's numbers here, we are looking at somewhere around 70% of sales with multiple offers. So still strong seller's market, but not crazy for you buyers. You'll notice the theme here, right? And then we've had more listings. Again, this is seasonal, summertime. People are like, hey, let's go. And also, one of the things that we need to take into consideration here is, while we may have some people, it's normal seasonal stuff, but also one thing to think about here is, sorry, need to fix my hair. One thing we need to think about is we've been locked up. I'll just say it. Not locked down. We've been locked up. We've been locked up for 15, 16 months. And as of June 15th, the magic wand went, and we were free to move about the country, or at least the state, or whatever have you. And a lot of people, what do? Boom, they got out of town. They got to go on vacation. They got to go do things. They're out there experiencing life again. So in addition to being normal seasonal stuff, because we are in July now, and June, July is when we normally see a little bit of a peak in the selling season, again, because people want to go on vacation and they want to get things settled because school's going to start. So we have a little bit of that, and it's exacerbated by, hey, you know what? My family and I have been cooped up and haven't been able to travel, and we haven't been able to go on that vacation. We can now go to fill in the blank. Lots of Hawaii pictures I'm seeing on Facebook. Lots of Mexico pictures I'm seeing on Facebook. So you got a little bit of that going on there. So Will we see a change? Obviously, we don't know. However, what I can tell you out there in the marketplace is this is good for you as a buyer. Again, whether you're an FHA buyer or whatever type of buyer you are, but I'm going to focus specifically on FHA and VA. You know, rightly or wrongly or incorrectly or not, if you didn't think you had a chance in this marketplace because of the crazy feeding frenzy, well, guess what? Now you might, because the sellers haven't had those 25 offers. Again, maybe you're dealing with 5, but still, 5 is 5. Speaking from someone who's written offers in that scenario, that's easy to work with compared to 100. So again, as a buyer, the opportunity's there. Again, the price, we're not going to see prices go down. I can't predict. But if you're thinking and waiting for prices to go down, you're waiting for this bubble to burst. If you think it's a bubble, I don't know. We've had previous conversations about that before. I don't know if that's going to change. I don't have that crystal ball. But even right now, prices are still where they're at. We still have great interest rates. And again, look at what fits into your budget. And if you need to know a little bit more, let's talk. Let's at least find out, hey, what is possible? So kind of in addition to more listings coming on the market, because it's summertime, again, people are also, hey, my gosh, my neighbor sold their house for X dollars, and holy cow, you get a lot more people thinking, well, hey, it's a great opportunity for us to move or whatever. So that equals a little bit higher inventory. Not substantial. We're not talking like big numbers, but it's a little bit more inventory. Again, still strong seller's market right now. So you as a seller, don't think that like you're gonna miss out on the opportunity. So if you're thinking about selling, still a good time. Good time for buyers too. Told you I was gonna camp on that for a little bit. Now he talks about the big home peak, and some of that could be, again, I think it has to do with seasonal, has to do with kind of what, we've been cooped up, and it might have something to do with pricing too. I mean, we can't ignore it. So, and of course, everybody's situation is different. So all I'm saying is hey, let's sit down and we can talk about it, see if it's right for you. But I still say it's a still good market for sellers, and it's a pretty good market for buyers right now. It's at least compared, let's compare to the last few months. So again, catching the thing. All right, and then of course the word on the street. If you've heard stuff, you heard your neighbors, or maybe you've been talking to somebody, and maybe they said, oh, I only got 5 offers instead of 23. Oh, again, we're human beings, so sometimes we have a hard time putting context around things that is, like we're very short term or mid terms. Like, oh my gosh, a month ago it was 23, now we're down to 5, and that perception can be, well, it's not. 5 offers is still good. It's still a strong positive. That's like more of a normal seller's market. So anyways, I'm not going to get into all these numbers and charts and data and stuff, but let's, because again, Ryan is very thorough. Ryan is super, super thorough, and I'm not going to start quoting numbers because then everybody will start getting tuned out. But I'm just going to wrap it up pretty quickly here with this. Again, stating again for like the 15th time. Good news in these numbers. Still healthy, strong market. If you're thinking about selling, prices are still pretty strong. And also, if you're looking at selling and then buying, well, it's actually a pretty good time for that too, because you have less chaos to go into on the buyer side. So, it really is strong, positive things right now. And I would be more than happy to dig into the details or have a one-on-one conversation, or even, hey, even a group conversation, whatever. We can talk about any of these numbers and dig into them and debate them, or just have that good old-fashioned talk, as people do. But if you would like to know more, or you're thinking, well, hey, gosh, maybe it is time, well, give me a call. My number's everywhere. You can come to my website. You can come through me, text me, call me, email me. I've got all the channels open. Be happy to chat with you to see if it's right for you to buy or sell right now. And if there's anything else in the world I can do for you, I would be more than happy to. So until then, and until next week, have yourself an awesome week. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. Enjoy the summertime. If you're ready to buy that house, let's do it. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye-bye.